Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Hobby channel. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to use Tamiya Mini 4-wheel motors in Mini QQ2 and MiniZ, and also how much the Mini QQ2 board can take. The Tamiya Mini 4-wheel is a type of slot car that uses 130 type motor. It is very popular in many places, especially in Southeast Asia, and of course in Japan where it is originated. You might be wondering why anyone would use a Mini 4-wheel motor instead of a MiniZ motor or a PN racing motor. First is the price. A MiniZ motor is pretty expensive. A Mini 4-wheel motor plus carbon brushes, capacitors and wires is actually cheaper. Then there's the availability. MiniZ motors might not be hard to find, but in some part of the world, PN racing motors mostly go out of stock as soon as they are available. It is well known that MiniZ Sports and the new FHSS series can run up to light dash without damaging the original board. Hyper dash also works, but it can't run for too long. So what I want to know here is how far can I push the Mini QQ2? You might remember that I said I'll upgrade it to brushless. I'll definitely do it, but before that, let's burn this board down to the ground. Let's look at what you need. Links for all of these are in the description. First, of course, is the motor. I'm going to test torque tune, light dash, hyper dash, and then jump directly to plasma dash. Next, because it'll be running at double the voltage of the Mini 4-wheel, in some motors, you'll need to replace the standard terminals with carbon brushes. Some motors got them pre-installed from the factory already, so I'm gonna have to check each one if I need to replace the terminals. Next, this one is important. You'll need non-polarized capacitors, 0.1 microfarad or number 104 to filter out electrical noise. There are 3 configurations with 1, 2 and 3 capacitors. The more capacitors you have, the better noise filtration you have. What I'll do is 2 capacitors just like what I did with the TRQ1. And to make swapping the motors easier, I'm going to need some wires and bullet connectors. To prepare a motor, first thing you need to do is checking if it has carbon brushes pre-installed. Use a small flathead screwdriver to pry the tabs on the motor. You might need to use pliers to help pulling them out as well. Now pull the cap out. As you can see here, torque tuned doesn't have carbon brushes. So I'll remove the original terminals and put the carbon brushes in. Now put the cap back. And bend the tabs in to lock it. And now I have a motor with carbon brushes. Once that's done, you should run in the motor and let the brushes wear in to have full contact with the armature. I let it run at 1.2 volt for about half an hour. From what I've checked, light dash also doesn't have the carbon brushes, but hyper dash and plasma dash already have them. Next, let's put the capacitors and wires on it. I set my soldering iron to 300 degrees Celsius so I don't melt the terminals or the motor. Next, the bullet connectors. If you don't have helping hands when soldering a bullet connector, you can use pliers and rubber band instead. Heat it up from the outside, tin it, and put the wire in. Cover it with shrink tube. And it is done. Unfortunately, I cannot use two capacitors on the plasma dash because there is paint on the motor. But it doesn't matter because I don't think the car can handle it anyway, and I'll take it back to use in my Mini 4-wheel after this, so I'd better not mutilate it too much. Here I have all the motors ready to go in the car. Replacing the motor in Mini QQ2 is easy. There's only one screw on the rear bracket to hold it. Remove that. Pull the motor out. Take the pinion gear out. Put it in the new motor. And put everything back in. Now check the gear mesh so it's not too tight. Put a strip of paper in. Hold the pinion and spur together, then tighten the screw. And it is done. For MiniZ, please consult the manual of the motor mount you are using. Let's do some speed test. This is faster than I expected. This one is also faster than I expected. This one is really strange. Hyperdash is supposed to be faster than light dash, but mine isn't. I probably got a bad motor. And finally, Plasma Dash never disappoints me. Next, I'm gonna do a durability test by driving it continuously for 10 minutes and see if the ESC can handle it. This is also a test drive in itself. Torque Tuned has very good acceleration and I can run it continuously without any trouble. Light Dash feels like the standard motor but faster. This one only lasted about 4 minutes before the power cut. As it turned out, if the motor draws too much current, this ESC will cut the power to save the board. This is reassuring because you won't burn it easily. But there goes my dream of making it go up in smoke. Hyperdash draws too much power and I got the power cut just after 1.5 minutes of running. Acceleration and speed is similar to Torque Tuned, so I would use that one instead. Plasma Dash is really fast on the dyno, but when I actually run it, the car doesn't move. The power cut happened at just under half a minute of running. In conclusion, the best motor upgrade for this car is Torque Tuned. It reaches the top speed very quickly. The rapid acceleration makes it really fun to drive. I can run this motor continuously and there's no power cut, unlike the more powerful motors. Did I end up burning the board? No, the protection of this board is just too good. After the Plasma Dash, I put the Torque Tuned back in and it is working flawlessly. Next, I'm gonna upgrade this car to brushless. But before that, I think I'll build a car to test these two ESCs before committing to this Q2 chassis. Because I don't want it to just run, but I want it to run well. And the cheapest ESC in the market might not cut it. And that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hit the bell icon to get the notification whenever I upload a new video. You can follow me on Facebook or social media for quick updates, written reviews, news, and see what I'm doing between videos. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.